Well, it's a couple days since I went out with Shane and called in those 3 toms. I'm back here trying to see if I can find them again, or just find one tom. I'll be happy to find one. I'll be covering some ground, doing some calling, just doing the usual. That's a gobbler track. Hopefully they're still around here somewhere today. I don't want to bump them. I want to get to a good spot where I can set up and call. I just walked up on a flock of hens with at least 2 toms right here in the creek. The toms did not see me. At least a couple of hens saw me. The hens started running off and the toms were just kind of looking around, and they slowly followed them up the bank. I'm gonna see if I can move around and get ahead of these birds. Hopefully they don't cross the private. They got a little bit of room to go, so hopefully they'll stick around and I can get a move on them. About a 4-foot rat snake. Have to be very careful not to bump into these birds again. Hopefully these birds haven't crossed the private. They're not far from it, but I didn't bump them too bad. Alright, so I was across there coming into the woods. They were down in here and came right up this trail I'm standing on. And you can see the claw marks where they came up the bank. There's the tip of one's foot right there. And they came out into this clearing. Well, I moved around when those birds got ahead of where they were headed, but as I suspected, they had already passed the clearing, and I believe they most likely went straight over on the private property. It's exactly where they were headed, so I'm gonna leave them alone for today. Head out of here. I'll regroup, go out somewhere else later if I got time. If not, I'll be back at them tomorrow. So, all right, I'm back after them. We had a little rain come through this morning, and it's cleared up now. I'm gonna try to find these birds I saw yesterday. Well, I got eyes on one. I only see 1 tom. I'm not 100% sure it's only 1, but there was 2 yesterday. I'm gonna try to get in a fence row where I can watch them and move on them, because they're just sitting out there in the middle of the field, and that's kind of, there's nothing I can do with them right now. He's down to 2 hens and they're kind of drifting away from him. He's standing his ground though. The hens are running back to him. hen slipped into the fence row and she got behind me and she's putting just a little bit. Tom is still out in the field. He's had hens leave him, more hens come to him, hens leave him. I'm not sure how many hens he has right now. Alright, y'all, he's coming. I thought he was coming, but I think he's still got a hen out there. He was headed straight towards me. He's headed back into the corner where I first started out. He's strutting most of the way, so I'm assuming he's following a hen. It did look like he came out this way to check things out, but he didn't see anything, so he went back that way with, I would assume, one of his hens. He's down that way, kind of headed this way. He was in that field and he's down there somewhere strutting that way. He might be cutting over here. I'd say we're within 60 yards. He's got a hen. I thought he only had one hen left, and then they started coming out of the cracks. He's got 5, I believe. One of them broke off. I thought she was coming my way. They're just loafing around out there. I'm just waiting on them to see which way they go. They'll either come by me or they won't. If they all abandon him and he stays out there, then I may be able to call him in. He's getting closer. Lost sight of his hens. He's behind a bunch of brush. I can't really tell. He's slipping behind me. He went through the fence row. There he is. He's like 15 yards, and I don't have a shot. Freaking wet. He came in the fence row after me. No freaking way. Holy smokes. This joker, I thought he was just gonna keep on going down and I was gonna have to catch up to him. I'm shaking. Holy smokes. That was like a 10-yard shot. Alright, let me explain what happened. So I'm over there. He comes out of the field, cuts through here. I can't see him because of all the thick brush. But he cuts out onto this field and he works his way down, half strutting the whole way. Y'all saw that. So he goes off that way. I lose sight of him. 5-10 minutes later, he comes back and he starts coming in to the thicket. And as soon as I had a clear shot on his head, I let him have it. That's got to be one of the most insane hunts I've had. That makes up for missing the other day. I stuck with him until his hands left him. He was by himself. When he cut into this fence row, I think that's about the time that his hands left him. And now here he is looking, because he heard me yelp a little earlier. And so here he comes. He's half strutting coming down this field edge. I had a feeling he was looking for me because he wasn't full strut anymore like he was when he had the hands. And then when he came back, he kept periscoping his head and then eating and then putting his head back up and came straight at me. So he was coming to my calls. I had to wait it out till his hands were gone. For those of y'all who like the spurs, this is a good one. Let's see what the other one looks like. Oh yeah, that's my best one yet as far as spurs. Real nice turkey.